The latest news, national issues, the political scene, and conversations with prominent personalities. All these firsthand at the forefront. Good morning. I am Attorney Karen Jimeno. Representative Erwin Tulfo of ACT-CIS Partylist has been leading the surveys for the 12 Senate positions up for grabs in next year's election. His brother Ben Tulfo is also in the top half of the surveys. Will the Philippines see 3 Tulfo brothers in the Senate after the 2025 elections? Joining us this morning is House Deputy Majority Leader, Congressman Erwin Tulfo. Good morning, Erwin.
Good morning, Attorney Karen. Thank you for inviting me in your program. And I'm sorry pala you've been inviting me for the past weeks, pero you know naman what happened. Our mom died, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I'm here. I'm happy that I was invited.
Thank you so much for your time. We know how very busy you are. And to start off, we'll start with something lighter, Congressman Erwin. We'll show you several pictures in our LED screen and just say the first word or words that come to your mind. So, first, your family picture.
Leyte.
Okay. And next photo?
Eldest.
Okay, so this is Mon Tulfo.
Yeah, that's Mon, yes.
Next photo?
Bitag.
This is
that's Ben.
Ben Tulfo.
Yes.
Okay, your other brother. And next photo?
Senator Rafi.
Okay, so this is Senator Rafi Tulfo. Next photo?
So Wanda, Teo, my sister. That's fourth.
Okay, so
line,
you're fourth.
yes.
That's the first thing that comes into your mind, like
Yeah.
literally your sister. Next photo.
Family. But I wasn't there yet. It's, I think there's only 8 of them. I wasn't there yet. This one here, the youngest is Rafi, and then myself. My mom was pregnant with me. I think she's like 5th or 6th month there on the way. And then I have another younger sister. But I was born there in Leyte.
Okay, so Kong Erwin, you have 6 brothers, and you're
Yes,
the
I'm
seventh.
the 7th, yes.
And for this photo, we want to focus also on your mommy Caridad. What is the first word that comes to your mind when you see your mom?
Charitable.
Charitable.
Yeah, that's what she taught us when we were young, when we were kids. Minsan, kami pa nga will be the one to pack yung mga rice for the neighbors na humihingi. Pero yung limited lang, yung mga asawa ng sundalo, yung mga soldiers. Kasi back then, wala pa naman mga ATM. So, yung salary, through check. Pag sa Leyte, kasi syempre, binabarko, minsan in aeroplano, so matagal, pag may bagyo. So, yun ang problem. Unlike right now, may ATM. So, didiretso na ng finance dito sa Manila. So, mawi-withdraw na ng sundalo kung saan man. Pero back then, it's check Talagang dadalhin ng finance officer doon sa kung wherever you are, nade-delay ang sweldo. So, there, being mga sundalo, regular soldiers, maliit ang sweldo, mihingi ng mga bigas sa mami ko dahil my dad was the commanding officer of that unit.
So your dad used to be in the army?
My dad was in the Philippine Constabulary.
Oh yes, this was really way back when
Way
the
back.
army was still
Way
called a
back, yes.
constabulary.
Yes.
Okay, this is your mommy Caridad.
My mom and I think Kuya Rafi was behind her. Yeah.
And were you the favorite?
I don't know. She doesn't tell them. When they ask her, like, Mom, sino bang favorite mo? She doesn't say. She will just say, all of you. Pero during her final months, she required me to visit her like 3 times a week. Pero yung mga kapatid ko, okay lang, dumalo sila o hindi. Pero me, she would look for me. Sometimes I'm still in Congress. We have a session. She would text me, are you dropping by? So medyo malapit lang naman kasi yung house niya sa Congress. So I have the time to drop by.
And were you very sweet to your mom? Malambing ka ba? Do you bring her flowers,
When I
food?
was young, yeah, in grade school, after school, kasi my mom was sakitin eh. She's always nakahiga, kung hindi ang problem niya, alta presyon, yung kanya tinatawag niya nervyos, things like that. So when I go to school, I would just lay down beside her, tell her stories about the school, what happened, and she would love that pala. So nung grade school ako, nung high school hindi na, in college.
Baka naalala niyo yun. That's why
think
you're
so.
the favorite.
I think so.
Okay, and we'll start also with some, are there other photos, I think?
This was just in Marawi. That's Jericho, my executive producer now, and our driver, a cameraman,
And this was,
cameraman.
you were still media at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. I believe I was with, if I'm not mistaken, TV5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Or, I think that some people were saying this was still in ABS-CBN?
No,
Were you,
no, this was in Marawi.
Okay, so this
It's
was already
already Marawi,
TV5.
yeah.
Okay. And we'll show a last photo.
I believe I was in the Secretary of DSWD.
What comes into your mind? What word or words come into your mind when you see this picture?
Work. A lot of work. A lot of work because lahat naman na naupo sa DSWD, they would say like work kasi lagi tayong dinadaanan ng bagyo, and when you talk about bad weather, bagyo, lindol, it's DSWD should be there at the forefront.
And your stint in the DSWD lasted for about 6 months.
6 months, exactly.
What would you have wanted to accomplish if you were able to stay longer?
There's a lot. May mga na-accomplish naman tayo, yung like prepositioning of ayuda, of mga food. Kasi before, hindi pa kailangan pa tumawag yung regional office sa Manila, send us this, send us that. When I took over, I instructed everybody na ilabas na lahat from our warehouse in Pasay, dalhin na sa mga regional offices. And kung merong mga warehouse yung provincial DSWD, ibaba na rin doon para easier access na sa mga tao, madaling madala. Kasi the problem was, nagkakaroon ng delays before kasi naantala dahil baha, hindi makapasok yung truck o eroplano. So what we did, unang ginawa namin was ilabas na lahat sa warehouse, dalhin na sa regions and also in the provinces para easier access, mas madaling i-deliver, less than 24 hours. My instruction was less than 24 hours. We have to bring all this ayuda, this aid, food man yan, clothing yan. We have to give it to them because they haven't been eating for the past 24 hours. Pag may bagyo, may sunog, lalo mga sunog.
So immediate relief after a disaster is
Exactly.
one of the things that you really implemented changes for in the DSWD.
And that's what kasi the Marcos administration wanted, na kailangan, the marching order was, kailangan Erwin na nandyan kaagad yung aid. So I said like, yes, Mr. President. So that's what we did. Binaba namin. Actually, during the time of President Duterte, ganun na. Pero binawi niya kasi may mga ibang mga politicians ginagamit yung mga food packs ng DSWD. Inaalis sa box, di ba? Nakabox yan, DSWD. Inaalis ng iba. Tapos nilalagay sa plastic bag, nilalagay ng mga pangalan nila. Eh, hindi naman dapat yun. So, you have to give it out. So, ginawa ni former President Duterte, pinatigil yun. Stop, okay? Dapat magagaling sa Maynila. Pero ang downside kasi noon, ang nangyayari is tumatagal. So, the President said, di bali na, sige, ilabas mo na lang yan. So, I said like, sir, pinatigil ito dati ng former President kasi nga ginagamit ng ilang mga politicians for their benefit. Eh, ano hong gagawin na? Sabi niya, ilabas mo na lang, okay? Pagsabihan na lang natin yung mga politikus na yun, don't do that.
Yeah.
Again.
So let's do a quick Q&A, and you have to briefly answer these questions.
Okay.
So you previously lived in the U.S. and
Yeah, I did.
what made you decide to come back?
Well, I guess I'm getting older. Ganun naman yung trend when you, after working, after saving some money, you come home, di ba? sabi nga nila, I was young when I went to the United States. I was only in my very early 20s. And then, yun na, everybody naman, di ba? Kahit yung mga OFW, you go to abroad para to earn money, to save for your family. That's what I did. And when I had enough and saved some money, I went back home.
What was your first job in the media?
I was a reporter for a newspaper. It's called Ang Pahayagang Malaya, owned by the late Joe Burgos back in the 80s.
At that time, how much was your first pay, if you still remember?
It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was like $120 per week.
Oh, wow.
That was it. And just enough to for drinking with your friends.
120 pesos
And,
talaga.
pero everybody naman, ganun ang sweldo. It's very hard.
Yes.
Very hard.
And when did you realize that you wanted to be in public service?
ABS. When I was at ABS, when I came back from the US, and then they let me sit in the program, yung Hoy Gising, because Ted Filon joined politics, so walang mag-handle, so they let me handle. And there, I saw na ang daming tao, ang daming mga pila, parang what's happening right now with the program of Sen. Rafi. Doon pumipila mga tao sa ABS dati asking for help. So doon na naman nakita. And tama-tama naman, parang may connect na, sabi ko parang sa bahay namin when I was younger, may mga tao na pumipila. So sabi ko, okay. So that was it. That was the start. Pero since we were kids naman, Attorney Karen, yun na yung turo ng mom namin na if you have something, if there's excess, kahit hindi nga excess just give it in, to help others.
And what do you miss most about your mother?
Yung pagiging malambing din when I come and visit her. She would ask me how was my day and if I'm okay. I said, like, don't worry about me, Mom. Hindi ko na masabi na pagaling ka. I said, like, I'm okay, Mom. I'm all right.
And you, among your children, who takes after you the most? Is there anyone that reminds you of yourself?
Actually, it was, I'm closest to my brother Rafi, Senator Rafi.
This is among your brothers.
Among my
but
brothers.
among your children, is there anyone who takes after you?
There's one, Erica, who's in the U.S. now. She's actually doing OJT with CNN New York.
Wow.
So she's on her last year in Fordham University, taking up journalism.
Oh, wow. Very smart. Okay, this is another personal question. Why is Erwin Tulfo attractive to women?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Hindi lang siguro ako, my brothers, I mean, mas gwapo sila, Mon and Ben and Rafi. I don't know. I can't tell you. I wish. I guess I will ask my wife. What did she see in me? Yeah, I know.
Okay, and what makes you really angry?
When somebody is being abused, little people. When I say little people, the helpless ones, attorney, who cannot defend themselves and being abused. I've seen those a lot when I was a reporter. Ang daming ganun na abuso. So that really angers me and kinaiinisan ko because you're powerful na nga and then abusuhin mo pa yung tao na walang-wala who are helpless.
And what makes you calm down?
When people would say, it's okay, don't worry about it, everything will be okay, I listen naman, especially my mom. When I'm angry sa radio program, the caregiver would text me or call me, Kuya or Sir, si Mami mo, huwag ka masyado magalit. So I have to tone down because she's watching. She's our number one fan. Hindi lang ako, kundi lahat ng mga brothers ko, even Rafi, she would text. She's like, Hoy, huwag ka masyado magagalit, huwag ka magmumura.
At least you have someone, your voice of reason, your family. And let's shift to politics. So you are leading in the surveys consistently. Have you already decided to run for Senate in 2025?
That's a very good question, Attorney Karen. A lot of people are asking me. Few months ago, I said like no. I'm not sure. Well, hanggang ngayon, I'm not sure. I'm in the crossroads of because I have friends who would say na, go ahead, number one ka naman eh. But there are friends saying like, no, bakit ka tatakbo dyan? Okay? And my siblings, kalahati na siblings, during the wake of my mom, yung mga nasa US, like, no, magulo dyan, yung politics na yan. And then even my own family would say like, no. My little boy is even asking me if I am going to join. I said like, anak, I can't really answer you what will I do next. Pero I have heard na the administration is eyeing daw for me, pero wala pa naman na invitation. So I don't know. Darating siguro ang panahon, then I'll make a decision, Attorney Karen. Right now, I'm still weighing things. Kasi looking at, I've been asking Tol Rafi, is it hard? He said like, yeah, it's very hard kasi para ka nasa microscope. Actually, mas mahirap pa daw yung sa Senate kasi 24 lang sila. Talaga nakikita ka ng mga tao. Like in Congress, there's 311 of you, di ba? Hindi ka masyadong mapapansin. Pero sa Senate, it's harder.
And here, this was released supposedly by Senator Amy Marcos as the administration slate. And your name appears here as one of the candidates of the administration lineup. Can you comment on whether this is accurate?
Napakaswerte naman nandyan. Ano? Okay, parang jackpot. But I don't know. Kung saan nakuha ni Manang Amy yan, wala namang kumakausap pa sa akin. Nobody's telling me. Nobody's talking to me. May mga nagsasabi na inaay ka ng administration, pero hindi naman siya talaga member ng executive o hindi siya taga Malacanang. So
this is unconfirmed.
Yes.
And your brother Ben is also topping the surveys. Is he going to run?
Isa pa rin yun. Hindi siya makadecide. During the week nga, he was also asked and he said like, I'm not so sure. Ang sinasabi niya lagi, still asking for divine guidance kung anong gagawin.
And has your brother, Senator Rafi, said anything about the possibility of having 3 Tulfos in Senate?
Well, he said like he doesn't want to make any comments, pero sinasabi nila, as much as possible sinasabi niya, parang ayaw niya, okay? Pero sabi niya kung yung mga tao will ask for it, and then so be it, di ba? Kung bobotohin kayo ng tao, then thank you. Kung hindi, then it's okay. Wala kayong magagawa. Ibig sabihin, ayaw ng mga tao na 3 Tulfo sa Senate, di ba? Pero for me right now, Attorney Karen, wala. I mean, the crossroads, I really don't know what to do at this point. If I get invited, I don't know what to say. I still have to consult with my family. I have to consult with my advisors. I will have to do that.
And you have been serving as a congressman and also deputy majority leader. What types of legislation have you initiated?
It was a blessing in disguise, Attorney Karen, that I was given the opportunity to take a job as Secretary of DSWD. There I saw a lot of problems about the poor and the helpless, solo parents na hindi nabibigyan ng sustento yung mga anak nila, ng mga fathers, ng mga dads. And then nandyan yung problem natin sa mga senior citizens. A lot of things na yung mga poor, yung sa 4-piece, when I took over, na abuso yung 4-piece. Di ba, ang daming reklamo, if you would recall, pag upo ni Presidente na kahit na may mga trabaho, may mga negosyo na sa 4-piece. So, the instruction was to clean 4-piece by the President. So, that's what I did, di lang nga natapos. Marami. What I filed was like yung para doon sa mga solo parents, which na ipasa na nga. Pero we need to review it kasi the problem right now, may allowance daw yung mga solo parents na 1,000 a month, pero hindi naman ibibigay because kung saan silang munisipyo, anong city, yun ang magbibigay. It's not the national government. And the question now is, mukhang hindi nasilip ng mga gumawa ng batas, paano kung yung tinitirhan niya ng municipalities of a 6th-class municipality cannot afford to give her na 1,000 pesos a month? At saka, yun, yung ginawa din natin, yung bill na dagdagan yung discount sa senior citizens sa mga grocery items nila. It's all about the bills that we filed. It's all about for the poor and the helpless of this country. Meron din tayo, Ms. Karen, yung naging issue, yung road rage na final natin na makukulong ka if you're involved in road rage incidents.
Okay. So it sounds like at least there's a lot of Congress bills that you've initiated and some have already passed, like the solo
Yes.
parent. And you are part of the majority bloc as Deputy Majority Leader. What is your position on the budget hearings as it relates to the Office of the President and the Office of the Vice President? But before you answer that question, Congressman Erwin, we'll have to take a short break. At the forefront, we'll be right back. Welcome back at the forefront. And before the break, Congressman Erwin, we were asking you, you're part of the majority bloc as Deputy Majority Leader. What is your position on the budget hearings as it relates to the Office of the President and the Office of the Vice President?
Well, trabaho kasi talaga ng Congress Attorney Karen is busisiin ang bawat budget. It doesn't matter. Kung ako tatanungin yung personal, it doesn't matter kung Office of the President yan, OVP, or line agencies o sa pinakamaliit na ahensya ng gobyerno, dapat talagang malaman. Walang, sa akin being a neophyte, I still consider myself neophyte kasi 1 year pa lang ako sa Congress, walang iniwan sa family. The dad brings in the money, the dough, di ba? And then i-distribute ito, wife para sa bills, food. Then the son will say, the children, the eldest, Dad, meron kaming field trip sa ganito. Then the other son will say, the daughter will say, meron kaming contribution sa ganito. So you have to prioritize, di ba? Kasi you don't have enough. And that's what's happening to our country. Hindi sapat yung pera natin. Kasi actually, kinukolekt pa lang, ginagasta na natin. So, kailangan talaga malaman saan mo dadalhin, ano ba, you have to explain. And ganun din sa OVP, ganun din sa lahat ng department, DSWD. Pero lahat ng mga ito, they're being grilled sa committee hearings. Ang alam ko nga dyan, other than doon sa OVP, mga matatagal na sinasalang dyan is DSWD, DPWH, tas DOH. Yan yung mga agencies na inaabot halos ng kalahating araw, buong araw.
So
kasi
it's really part of the process really to grill. For those who have seen the hearing where Vice President Sara attended, she said that there's a demolition job against her by Speaker Martin Romualdez. What are your thoughts on that?
That I cannot actually comment, Ms. Karen, because I'm really new to this job. Tapos pangalawa, hindi naman ako member ng House Appropriations. I'm the Deputy Majority Leader. I believe that's the idea. Yun yung nasa isip ni OVP. Then lahat naman tayo can come up with our own ideas, our perceptions, di ba? So, hindi naman natin pwede sabihin na, well, I would say as a Deputy Majority Leader, wala ako nakikita naman na gano'n. But then again, yun yung perception ni OVP against her na may demolition job. Pero ako naman, so far, being the Deputy Majority Leader, I have other things going on in my office, handling the media, and then, syempre, yung constituency ko din as ACT-CIS Partylist. So, hindi ako nakafocus dito sa nangyayari sa budget deliberations. starting doon sa committee hearing pa lang, committee level.
How would you describe Speaker Martin Romualdez as a colleague in Congress?
Well, ang tanong ko kasi lagi dyan, because this is my first year, siyempre, yung iba na naranasan nila yung other speakers before, sinasabi lang medyo mas maluwag, mas mabait itong nakaupo ngayon. That's what they were saying. Ako, hindi ko naman makompare dahil wala pa naman ako. Dahil dumating ako kay Speaker Romualdez na. And marami nagsasabi na pag nilapit nila yung kanilang district, natutulungan, mas mabilis matulungan. When it comes to ayuda, when it comes to social services, mas madaling malapitan daw, mas mabilis bumaba yung mga assistance doon sa mga tao. So I said like, okay. Yung ako naman, akala ko ito lang yung normal na procedure. Pag speaker ka, dapat ibaba mo lagi lahat kung anong hihingi ng mga kasamahan mo. Hindi naman daw sa ibang administrations before, hindi naman daw ganun. So, wala ko i-compare. Nakikita ko lang yung si Speaker Romualdez right now, in fairness, na, ganito pala yun.
And you are in a unique position where you come from the media, but you were also able to successfully be part of public service in government and now in an elected position. You get to then interact and see get inside knowledge among politicians. Do you see this as an advantage?
May mga nakita ako na dapat hindi tularan. Okay? There are things that hindi mo pwedeng gayahin because nakikita mo mali. Alright? Pero sa kanila naman kasi, it's been the practice. So yun ang problem. Ikaw, coming from the outside, di ba dati, I was in the media, banat ka ng banat. Kaya nga, nakita ko, what I learned is like, mukhang tama naman minsan nababanatan because mali yung ginagawa. Pero yung politician, akala niya tama naman yung ginagawa niya. Or meron man talagang iba, may mga problema na pag nabanatan sila, they don't want to rectify the problem. Kaya ako, coming from the media, pag binanatan ako, syempre, I have to be careful and then I have to look, di ba? I have to see like, ano ba binabanat? I always ask my chief of staff, ano bang banat sa atin? Boss, ganito ra, ganito, ganito. So I have to fix that. I have to adjust, di ba? Para hindi ka mabanatan. Mabanatan ka lang naman ng media pag may problema, pag may ginawa ka na hindi tama, di ba? Lalo na yung mga mainstream. Talagang they will call your attention. So, at dapat, yung payo ko din sa mga kasamahan ko sa politics, sa Congress, dapat hindi naman tayo maging balat sibuyas na magagalit, di ba? Kasi, pinasok natin yan talagang magiging prone tayo sa mga criticism. So we have to face that.
And before, you were part of the media that would, yung sabi nyo nga, kayo rin yung mababato pagka may nakikita kayong mali. Now you're on the other side of the fence where ikaw yung potentially pwedeng batuhin. How do you manage that? How do you deal with either mudslinging or yung pag ikaw naman yung binabatikos?
Ang napapansin ko lang, Attorney Karen, nababatikos ka pag hindi mo ginawa yung trabaho mo. Let us not forget that we were elected by the people as their representative. We represent them in Congress. So kung ano ang problema nung lugar nila, ng mga tao doon, dapat marinig dito sa taas. Pag hindi mo ginawa yon, iingay yung tao na hindi namang kumikilos yung congressman namin, wala namang ginawa yan dito, useless, di ba? So, dapat mong gawin, you do as what they want you to do, di ba? Kaya ka inelect nila because they believe na may magagawa ka. Kung wala ka namang gagawin sa Congress, ano pang silbi, di ba? Bumaba ka na lang dyan because it's useless. Then, give others the chance to run that office or to hold that office kasi baka mas magaling sila sa'yo. That's what I did at DSWD when I was appointed by the President and people are clamoring like, bakit ito, media ito? And I told them, just give me a few months. If I cannot do my job, then I will step down. Same thing in Congress right now. Kung wala akong magawa, wala tayong mga bills na nagawa, then I will step down. Same thing siguro in the future, kung sakasakali, if I run in a higher office, if I cannot do my job as a senator, then why waste your time for 6 years? Why wait for 6 years? Why wait for re-election? Kung hindi mo kaya, then step down after 1 year or 2 years.
Okay,
kung incompetent ka, useless, get out of the way, di ba?
Yeah, that's a good point. And speaking of your experience in DSWD, the 4 Ps have been criticized by some as encouraging laziness or dependence among people who are poor or are unable to fend for themselves. What is your comment on that? Do you think that the 4Ps have to be revised or abolished?
No, kailangan na reviewin lang yung 4Ps, Attorney Karen. Yung programa is good itself to dapat temporary, parang band-aid solution for a certain family na talagang hirap to feed the family, send the kids to school. Unfortunately, nung i-launch yan, I think during the time of PGMA, nilaunch yan around that time, nung kinuha na sa mga listahan na abuso, hindi lahat ng mga pumasok dyan talaga mahirap, kundi kasi ang kinuha nila parang nag-hire lang sila ng mga casual na, hoy, ikaw, sumama ka rito, maglilista ka ng mga kwan. Yung mga yung humanap ng mga kamag-anak nila, for example ako, napili as tagalista, pupuntahan kita, gusto mo ba dito, ate, sumama dyan. Kahit na may trabaho ka, which was wrong. Kaya lumobo ng gano'n, naabuso. Kaya yung mga reklamo, no pagpasok namin, na may mga nakatira sa mga malalaking bahay, may mga kotse, pero nasa 4-piece, yun ang mali. Kasi ang 4-piece talaga dapat yung poorest of the poor, na wala kang capability to feed your family, to send your kids to school. Pero kung sa akin, dapat, kailangan pag-aralan siya na mabuti, na hindi yung lifetime nandiyan ka. Pero, they graduate naman, Attorney Karen. Pagka-graduate na, pagtungtong ng anak mo ng 4th year, pag nag-college na mawawala ka na doon. Yung 4P is like from grade school hanggang high school lang eh.
And making sure the enforcement is correct, na hindi ma-abuse.
That's what Secretary Gatchalian is doing right now. Pero it's very, very hard kasi there are millions. And then, millions pa ang nag-aantay para nakapila.
And let's go to a bill that you sponsored, House Bill 10481. And it's supposed to revise the Philippine Coast Guard law. Can you tell us more about this? And I think this is so relevant with the West Philippine Sea issue.
How can you guard, parang ginawa natin tagabantay ang Coast Guard, alright? Kung wala namang gamit. I will give you an example. Parang kumuha ka ng security guard sa bahay mo, magbantay dyan sa gabi. Kung wala naman siyang flashlight, wala siyang baril, wala siyang batuta, nothing. The thieves siguro will take advantage, di ba? Kasi, so, we have to arm them. Not arm necessarily tila firearms, kundi bigyan natin sila ng barko, bigyan natin sila ng mga surveillance equipment, bigyan natin sila ng mas malalaking barko, bigyan natin sila ng whatever they need. Kasi mas alam nila yon in the performance of their duty to watch, to guard the West Philippine Sea. At hindi lang guarding. Coast Guard is also rescue, search and rescue. So, buy them helicopters, di ba? Buy them equipment, buy them airplanes, surveillance airplanes, para they can do their job better. Pero, more importantly siguro yung mga equipment, malalaking barko. Kasi, compared to China, yung mga barko natin, ang liliit, kaya binabangga-bangga na lang. Siguro, we need to start buying for Coast Guard yung mga malalaking barko para kahit papano, toe-to-toe, nandun sila, nila sila basta bangga-banggain.
And you also are an advocate of the sexual orientation and gender identity and expression and sex characteristics equality, or Sogie bill. Does this run counter to your upbringing as a former seminarian, especially when it comes to same-sex marriages? But before you answer that question, Congressman Erwin, we'll have to take another short break. At the Forefront, we'll be right back. Welcome back at the Forefront. And Congressman Erwin, before the break, we were asking you, you are an advocate of the sexual orientation and gender identity and expression, the Sogie bill. And our researchers also found that you were a former seminarian.
Yeah.
So does this run counter to your upbringing as a seminarian, especially when it comes to same-sex marriages?
Back in the 70s and 80s, Attorney Karen, if you're a member of the LGBTQ, medyo nakataas mga kilay ng mga tao like that, and then may mga makakantsawang ka pa, di ba? So people back then are afraid to really come out in the open and say like, I am this, my feeling is I'm a gay or I'm a lesbian. It was very hard back then. Pero time is changing eh. We are now in 2024. So, iba na kahit yung church, the stand of the church is kind of different with Pope Francis at the helm. Nagbago yung pananaw ng Catholic Church dyan na we are all creation of God, di ba? And God did not choose like ikaw ganito ka, ikaw lalaki ka, ikaw babae ka. God didn't do that. And God didn't say, hindi ka pwede pumasok sa church namin kung ikaw ay gay or lesbian. Wala naman sinabi yun. So Pope Francis is saying like, we must embrace everybody, di ba? Na whether you're gay, whether you're lesbian. Actually, hindi nga siya tutol doon sa sexual, yung magkakagusto yung same sex, pareho sila. The church doesn't have any comments on that. Ayaw nilang pero yung ayaw lang ng church, yung same-sex marriage, hanggang ngayon, they don't like that. Pero yung accepting a gay, a lesbian, going to church, lalo na yung Catholic Church is very conservative, receiving communion. Sabi nga ni Pope Francis, we're all creation of God. So, how much more ako na ordinary Catholic na tututol dyan. And then times is really different now compared to the 70s and 80s. So, bakit natin? So, parang i-discriminate sila. Back then, 70s, nagugulpi pa nga, nabubugbog pa, di ba? Ginagawang katawa-tawa yung mga members ng LGBTQ. Pero now, I guess we really have to accept them and embrace them and welcome them because sabi ko nga again, we are all creation of God. Hindi na, create ka ng God kasi lalaki ka lang. Create ka ng God kasi babae ka lang. No. Hindi naman sinabi ni God.
And then a lot of people don't know that you used to be a seminarian. Sino po ang nagpasok sa inyo sa seminary?
I was, my mom, again. My mom is religious, hindi lang siya charitable. She's also religious. Sabi nga gusto ko anak na magsilbi ka dyan para nakita ka sa altar. So, as young as I was in second grade, I was already helping mas mataas pa nga yung table sa akin.
So, did you willingly enter the seminary or napilitan ka lang because of your mom?
No, I did. Yung orientation kasi, biro mo, grade 2 hanggang grade 6 ka kasama mo lagi yung pare. So, nakikita mo parang masaya naman ang life ng pare. So, I did join the seminary.
And as a broadcaster, you're also a multi-awarded broadcaster. What do you consider to be your best accomplishment?
Well, when I was best newscaster, ayun, then sa public service by Star Awards several years ago. And you can see na you did something, may na-accomplish ka, particularly in public service.
In terms of winning best broadcaster, were you at that time with ABS-CBN or TV5?
Both. I was with ABS and I was also with TV5.
Simultaneously.
Right.
And what would you consider to be a faux pas that you committed as a media personality before that you regretted later on?
Actually, wala akong nakikita, Karen. I love what I did as a journalist. The fun, the excitement, and then nandoon yung popularity. Parang lahat na nandoon. Yeah, okay, family. Nakakalimutan mo minsan because you're more focused on your work. Late ka na makauwi sa bahay. Birthday ng anak mo, hindi mo na pupuntahan or you fail to celebrate it. Kahit na anong babayaran mo, sabihin mo na, weekend na lang, like that. Pero it's still different na you were not there on his or her birthday. So, medyo nakakasama ng loob. That is the downside, though, of being a journalist.
But you're considered to be one of the hard-hitting journalists. And did you ever regret being that hard on other people? Was there a time na naisip mo, I should have been not that hard on attacking or saying something?
Sometimes. And I realize, Karen, sometimes there are instances na it is beyond your control, especially if you're in politics, a politician, pag ikaw ay mayor, yung mga nababanatan mo minsan na, ba't ang tagal ng mga ayuda, hindi ka agad nabibigyan ng ayuda? What if that municipality is so poor, wala silang pondo, di ba? na para ipamigay. That I realized when I was at DSWD. Sabi ko, Mayor, bakit gano'n? Sir, wala ko kaming pondo eh. Maasa lang ko talaga sa DSWD. Nasa batas pala yon. First 24 hours, it should be the LGU who will provide food or assistance. Paano kung walang-wala yung LGU? Doon ko na-realize and then, pati yung dito yung sa Solo Parent Act na 1,000 ibibigay sa mga solo parents. Kung wala talaga yung 6th-class municipality, wala siyang income, how can he provide or give that allowance to their constituent, the solo parent? So I came to realize na minsan siguro kailangan pag-aralan mo muna.
Bago ka
criticize
or
pero
matake.
most of it, Karen, siguro mga 90%, I didn't regret because you're just pushing them to do their job, You're pressuring them.
If you were offered a cabinet position under this current administration by President Bongbong Marcos, would you consider taking another cabinet position?
Not na siguro, Miss Karen, Attorney Karen, not na siguro. I would prefer working in the legislative para mas marami ka matutulungan, mas marami ka nakikitang problema na you can fix at this point rather than you're concentrated on this department lang. Mas maganda pag nasa legislative pala because you can do a lot of things. You can fix laws, di ba? Naayos mo, and you can make laws, you can create laws. Whereas if you're a secretary of one agency, di mo naman pwedeng gawin yon. Hihingi ka pa rin ng tulong sa legislative na ipass mo ito, gawin mong ganito.
But so, kanina you mentioned that you're a neophyte in Congress, but you've already initiated a lot of bills. What is the biggest lesson you've learned so far from being a congressman?
Well, the biggest lesson I've learned is yung mga bills na hindi masyadong popular, parang matagal kumilos pag hindi siya popular. Pero pag yung mga popular bills na ibig sabihin para sa mga tao, medyo mas mabilis-bilis siya kumilos. Like, unang-una, food, health, yun yung mga bills na gusto makita ng mga tao and kailangan maipasa kaagad. Pero yung mga other things, other bills na hindi masyado, hindi pumapasa.
Do you think that the Sogie bill is not in the top priority? Because it's not related to necessities like food or health.
So parang pangalawa siya, na nandun siya sa baba ng priorities. Hindi naman siya hindi priority. Nandun siya kasi otherwise, hindi siya aabot sa second reading. Mapapako na lang sa first reading yun kung hindi siya pina-prioritize din ng administration ni Speaker Romualdez. So the mere fact na nasa second reading niya siya, so pagbalik namin, may go to third reading, di ba? And then ayun na paakit sa Senate. So ibig sabihin meron din. I mean we're acting on it.
Among the bills that feeling mo is not moving forward, but do you think is priority, which one do you think should be a priority but is not moving fast enough?
Yung mga one case in point yung final namin yung road rage. Kasi wala pa nga sa first reading. I believe still first reading pero hindi pa nagmo-move. Ang daming mga nagwawala sa kalsada ng mga kababayan natin because of traffic, di ba? Ang daming baka may masaktan. So, kailangan nating ipasa na ito. We really have to do that. Isa pa, yung child support law. Medyo mabagal. Hindi siya masyadong kumikilos. Pero marami nag-aantay doon ng mga solo parent. Dahil ang dami natin mga kababayan na separated from their husbands, from their wives. So, kailangan siguro ipasa. Yun ang mga kailangan natin.
Kung Erwin, you come from a very unique family where the Tulfo brothers right now, in all the surveys, you're always in the top, and you also have a sister that served as a cabinet secretary under President Duterte. So very unique, and but you do have a big family. What's the dynamic like among yourselves? Do you consult each other? Do you coordinate as to what you will do with your careers?
Recently, yeah, we've been doing that. Dati naman, when we were younger, we leave it to our mom, to our parents. Pero ngayon na we were grown-ups na, Minsan, pag nagmi-meet kami, o anong plano, like that, like nung wake ng mom ko, o anong plano mo, Ben? My eldest was, our eldest Mon was asking my brother, and Ben said, like, hindi ko pa sigurado, Kuya Mon, so what will we do? And then they also asked me, and I said, like, same thing. I said, like, I'm not so sure. That's scary, no? Because it's kind of like a higher office. So we do talk to each other.
And any last words, Kong Erwin, what can we expect from you? 2025 is just around the corner. Any message?
Well, like I said, you asked me kanina, what are my plans for 2025? I have no plans yet. I don't want to say I am not kasi baka naman the administration, baka lang, the administration will say like, come join us. Will I say no? I really don't know. Depende na siguro sa tao yon. If the people think na I can do something, then bahala sila. I'll just leave it to them, di ba? And kung tingin naman nila, nah, he's not good. So why vote for me? That's my principle. If you believe na I cannot do anything, then don't. You'll be wasting your vote. Vote others na they believe can do something. Mahirap naman yung ibebenta ko yung sarili ko. Vote for me because I will do this and I will do that. That's not our style of politics, the Tulfo brothers. We don't. You vote for us on what you think we can do or what we have done. Otherwise, don't vote for me dahil si Erwin Tulfo ka, dahil sikat ka, or dahil broadcaster ka. No. You take a look back. Ano bang ginawa ng tao na ito? Bobotohin ka ba ito? Will he do well? Kasi, based on experience, maraming mga kababayan natin nagsisisi. Ba't ko ba kasi ito binoto? Wala namang ginawa ito. Useless. Binoto ko ba ito? Like this, like that. Medyo masakit eh. So for now, I will tell the people there, kung sakasakali, whatever happens in the future in 2025, I remain in Congress, I remain in Senate, I'll go to Senate. Tingnan ho ninyo yung what we did, what I have done. Otherwise, don't vote for me because I'm Erwin Tulfo, because I'm number 1 in the survey. Hindi po ang basihan yun. Yung basihan po natin, bayan, is that may gagawin ba ito? Or may nagawa na ba ito? And may gagawin ba ito? Otherwise, kung wala po tayo nagawa at wala rin magagawa, wag na lang butuhin. Pumili na lang ng iba. Marami po dyan. I'm sure mga 60 po kaming tatakbo siguro dyan.
Thank you so much, Congressman Erwin Tulfo. We appreciate your time and
you,
your
ma'am.
insights.
Opo.
Congressman Erwin Tulfo says that he will take the political path that the Filipino public wants for him. Despite consistently topping surveys of senatoriables for the 2025 elections, he has yet to solidify his political plan. He will make his decision official as the filing of candidacies with the Commission on Elections begins next month. Be timely informed, be insightful of the news. Always stay at the forefront. Join us again tomorrow for meaningful conversations that would help you form an objective personal opinion. This is Attorney Karen Jimeno. Thank you for spending your hour with us.